Project MoshPit, what is up? This is wilechase here, and I got you my first upload to Project MoshPit. It's just gonna be a standard OU match like I usually do, cause you know those are the fun ones for me. I guess not for you guys, but anyways, we got a match here against rematch727. Like I said, it's a standard OU match. I got this one sand team I kind of just threw together. It is pretty standard, but it's still half thrown together just because there's some weird synergy in there that doesn't really work well. He's got a standard weatherless team, which it does seem like a fairly good matchup considering the checks he has from my guys. But main thing I gotta get rid of is a Skarmory. If I can get rid of that, I should have an easier time with my Excadrill. Shit. And then his special attackers also like Rotom and Gengar I also want to get rid of because those also stand in the way of like my Gliscor or my Latios, or well, not really Latios, but they'll just pose threats just because I don't have huge ways to deal with them after Excadrill is gone. So looking at his team though, looking at leads, I'm looking at Rotom or his Hydreigon being possible leads. So I'm just going to go straight with T-Tar, knowing I can take any hits either of them want to go for, so I felt like it'd be the safest move to do. He decides to lead out with Rotom. I'm going to assume at this point that it is going to be a Scarf Rotom, especially when he goes for the Volt Switch there. So I feel good about leading with T-Tar, but I'm just going to lay up the rocks because, again, I could take any hit he'd want to go for because I do have the Sand Boost up. And he's going to go out to his Terrakion, I guess also hoping for me going for the Crunch or something, but he did risk a Superpower going out there, but I do luckily for him lay up rocks. I'm just going to go out to Gliscor to take any hit he wants to go for. He tries to go for Stone Edge, predicting me, but it misses, which it kind of matters later. It matters more on his end than my end, but you'll see later. But I predict him to switch out, so I'm going to go for the Ice Fang. He brings in Gengar, which is perfect because I get to smack that with Ice Fang. He goes for the Substitute. I know he's probably going to be the Sub-Disable set, so I don't really feel safe going for Ice Fang, but it's a better move for me to do at this point. But now I feel like he might want to go for Disable, so I'm going to go for the Protect here. Since he is so low, he won't want to make another sub, so you'd think Protect would be the better, or not Protect, Disable would be the better move for him to try and make it so he doesn't take any more damage. But he goes right for Shadow Ball, and here I'm going to switch out to T-Tar, thinking he'd want to go for another Shadow Ball, just not to bullshit around with Gliscor since I can kill him then. But then again, Gliscor being low health does benefit him more. So he's actually going to predict my T-Tar switch and go for the Focus Blast, which is a really good move on his part, but I still feel okay because I have Excadrill, I have Latios, I can somewhat take on Gengar, so I'm not too scared of it. And then he goes for the Shadow Ball, crits me, really probably didn't matter. Then again, I did have a lot of special defense investment and Sandstorm boost, but I don't really care because I kind of sent in T-Tar to kind of die anyways, but whatever. So I'm going to bring in Excadrill, just going to go for Rock Slide because I don't know if Excadrill will actually kill. Plus he could go into Skarmory like he did here, so extra damage does kind of help. But I don't do as much as I'd like to, so I got to switch out. Gonna go into Rotom. Just seems like the safest move at the time, and he does predict that and goes out to his Ferrothorn, which is like, alright, I do have the Will-O-Wisp, so it's not a terrible thing for me. I just got to make sure I can hit the Will-O-Wisp so that I can, you know, function properly in life. But gonna get that Will-O-Wisp off, luckily, and he's actually gonna go right for the Power Whip, which if I didn't get that burn on him, that would have decimated my Rotom, which would have been really bad because that's my main check to his Skarmory, so that works out really well. So now I'm going to go to Celebi, thinking he might want to go for another Power Whip, but again, he's really playing his predictions right here. He predicts me to switch out, so he goes for the Gyro Ball. Celebi doesn't take it as well as I'd like it to, mainly because I don't have that much defense investment in this Celebi. I just have the HP investment. Actually, I have no defense investment besides the HP, which HP isn't defense, technically, so whatever. So here I just went for the Nasty Plot, thinking he'd want to switch out, not into his Hydreigon though, which does kind of suck, because now I got to make a choice if I want Celebi or if I want to keep something else. I decide, alright, let's keep other shit, maybe he won't kill me. He goes for the U-turn, doesn't quite take me out. I don't know how much a Fire Blast would have done, so whatever. But he's actually going to make a weird move here and go into his Terrakion. I just went for Giga Drain. I guess he thought I might have like the HP Ice or thought I might recover up just to try and take a hit, but he unfortunately does live, which it kind of makes a factor here because I'm like, okay, I can't take a hit. I thought he'd go for X-Scissor, but he's actually going to go for the Stone Edge again, predicting me to want to go out to Gliscor, and he does hit me for about half, but then he has the Life Orb, so if he hit the Stone Edge earlier, he would have died the turn I Giga Drained him, so that would have made it a little bit different, but oh well. So now he's going to go into his Hydreigon just to try and Draco me. I do know he's Scarfed at this point, so I'm thinking, alright, maybe Gliscor can take a hit after I protect it up a couple times. Plus, I'd rather have a free switch than have to switch in on a hit with my Excadrill, so I'd rather Gliscor die because he's kind of done his job at this point. His his Terracion's been removed, so it's not really a huge threat to me. But I do live the Draco, luckily enough, and Ice Fang does bring him down pretty nice. So now I'll be able to easily take on anything he'll want to go for, so that's pretty good for me. Just going to try and save Gliscor because he is at -2, so I might as well switch in Excadrill anyways. He misses a Draco, not a huge concern for me. That again, it helps me more than it helps him, so it's like whatever. But I'm going to SD up knowing he'll want to switch out. Even if he goes into Scarm, I want to try and get as much damage as I can going on him, so that's the intent right now. But get the Rock Slide off. Does a decent chunk, but he's just going to Whirlwind me out. Just try and make it so I can't sweep with the Excadrill. But he unfortunately Whirlwinds me out to Rotom. So now I'm just going to go right for the Thunderbolt. He does still have his Ferrothorn, I think, so it wouldn't seem like the safest move, but there's really not much else I can do at this point because I want to try and get rid of that Skarmory since that's a key to my Excadrill being able to do a ton of damage to him. But he brings in Ferrothorn. I do have some guys that can take him on, so again, I'm not too scared. I think I still have Celebi. Should still have Celebi. Hope I still have Celebi. I do have Celebi still. But I have Celebi, so I can just switch that in. He randomly goes for Rocks right now, just because nothing better to really go for at this point. But I'm just going to go right for the HP Fire, I believe, since I really have no reason to nasty plot up. Since he still has his Gengar going, I might as well just hit him with HP Fire in case he goes into that. So that's what I do. Take him out. Pretty cool. So now all he's got left is Gengar, Hydreigon, which actually has some rocks right here, so he doesn't really have that. So he has Gengar, Skarmory, and his Rotom W. So the only thing he can really bring in right now is his Gengar. Try and Shadow Ball me. He's basically got rid of all my resists that want to take a hit, because I, again, don't want to take too many hits with Excadrill, even though I can maybe take one. But I also don't want to come in on a random prediction. But Shadow Ball takes out Celebi, bring in Excadrill now. Just gonna go for Rock Slide. His Skarmory is so low that it really doesn't matter, so I'm gonna hit it with a Rock Slide, and that'll actually take him out, fortunately. So now all he's got left is Gengar and Rotom. He's gonna bring in Rotom now, and I kind of want to just use Gliscor as Death Fodder, just because it's so low. I can bring in Latios for free after he kills it, but he actually switches out to his Gengar randomly, and he's actually going to live the Sandstorm, so he'll be able to get off a Shadow Ball for free, which is pretty unfortunate, but I'll be able to kind of easily tie up the game no matter what anyways, so I'm not really too concerned, because, again, Gliscor's done its job. As long as I have my Latios and I can get Gengar out of the way, it's basically my match. So, gonna go in Excadrill, just take him out with the X-Scissor, I believe, just so Rock Slide doesn't miss. And then, all he's got left is Rotom, get a useless crit there, but, yeah, all he's got left is Rotom, so I can easily just, X-Scissor him. It won't quite take him out, but I do have the Latios, like I said, so as long as he doesn't have something random like the Draco Meteor somehow, and he can randomly switch moves while having a Scarf, then it's my game. But he just hits me with a Hydro Pump, takes out Excadrill. Unfortunately, he did live the X-Scissor, which kind of sucks, but oh well. But got my Latios, so that'll easily be able to come in. He misses the Hydro Pump, which didn't matter because I would have lived it anyways. Surf just to take him out because that was the strongest move I had to hit him with, and blah blah blah. But that is the match. So, good game. Rematch 727. Did pretty well going against Sand Team there, but, you know, he had his prediction pants going and all that stuff. So, hope you guys on the Project Mosh Pit enjoyed, even though most of you won't. But, if you did enjoy, leave a like, check out my channel, sub to the Mosh Pit. You know, all the stuff that makes you guys awesome. Rate, comment, sub, and later, guys.